They're meant to be for making your face look 45 years younger. Yeah, right. So a big scoop of that. This is the top of the Peter McCallum. Good morning, welcome back to another vlog. It's Tuesday morning. It's not quite as early as yesterday when I was heading out to do some gardening, but I have done a few other things as well, and I'm just sitting down to do answer some more of your comments, get through those, and well, as many as I can at the moment. I need to go up to the chemist. I've got, my eyes are like this because of hay fever, and I run out of my medication, so I've got to go up and get some more of that. And I'm also, I have to admit, you know these things, I don't know what they're called, they're little, like, this is not jade, they come in jade, the really expensive ones. This is just a very nice little, nicely shaped piece of plastic, but they're meant to be for making your face look 45 years younger. Yeah, right. But what I tell you what it is good for is breaking up fascia when you've been doing something that's used a muscle that hasn't been used much recently, and of course doing those tokeries when, you know, we've been in lockdown. Well, we were in lockdown for 4 months, and believe me, I mean, I'm not really sore, nothing hurts. That's because I do Pilates, and so it's, you know, thanks Janet, my Pilates teacher and friend, and you know, so no, nothing hurts, just a bit tight. So these are the things that dancers use on their feet, because, you know, keeps their arches strong and things like that. But I tell you what, they're magic for sort of a little bit of self-inflicted massage pain. Anyway, there you are, that's my tip of the day. The other thing I want to do is to get the ingredients to do a DIY batch of the seasoning that everybody talks about, called Everything But the Bagel, which I think I could get on Amazon for, I mean, a truly ridiculous price. And I just think, hang on a minute, I have to be able to make this. Like, it's poppy seeds and sesame seeds and a bit of seasoning here and a bit of seasoning there. So, and plus I don't want to spend a fortune on something that, well, not a fortune, but, you know, a silly price on some seasoning if I don't even know if I like it or not. So I thought I'd get the ingredients to make a batch of that and see if this Australian / New Zealander actually likes Everything But the Bagel seasoning. So I'm going to sit here, answer some of your comments, put some nail polish on, because nothing like gardening to destroy your nails. My nails don't need any help, and I must go back to putting collagen into my coffee. That's what I have. Honestly, I do these things really well for excuse me, for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 months, long enough to get a result, and then I just sort of forget about it. And yeah, and then I have to go, hang on a minute, my nails are flaking again. The meds I take daily for my blood cancer are absolutely lethal to nails. Everybody talks about this because it's destroying new cells. That's what it's designed to do. It's a chemo drug. It destroys other new cells as well. I'm blaming it for my face myself, but not to worry. Okay, I'm going to get on with this, and then we'll sort out this Everything But the Bagel seasoning. Any tips and tricks will be much appreciated. This is the collagen I'm using at the moment, just simply because it was available. So a big scoop of that, and then I use a milk frother to dissolve it, because I don't really want big lumps of collagen, which is, after all, just basically gelatin. I think my mother used to dissolve gelatin and drink it for her nails as well. It's an old trick, but now we call it collagen peptides, and it's much fancier. It probably costs a lot more too. But that means at least it's dissolved well. Okay, collagen in here now, much better. Doesn't really change the taste at all. I mean, it's black. I always have black coffee in the morning, so yeah, doesn't make any difference. But if I remember to do it regularly, it does definitely make a difference to my nails, probably my hair as well. Maybe my hair will go brown. Okay, that's done. Back to this. As I said, I'm answering your comments, and I just have to say, if I don't get to you, please, I read every one of them. You make me smile and laugh, and you're the best group out there. You really are. But oh my goodness, how we've all had such similar sort of experiences, haven't we? It's so good to know, and this is the fabulous thing about, you know, about a channel like this, or Instagram. I've made some great buddies on Instagram as well. You hear a lot of negative things about social media, but I think for let's just say the more experienced people, is that us? Should we call it that? Is that polite? Anyway, there is a certain group out there, and I would say that we are the 50 plus group. How about that? Is that reasonable? And for us, I think it's fabulous. Maybe we are more sort of in ourselves and not as influenced or inhibited by other people's experience. Oh, excuse me. See, hay fever. I have to go and get my tablets. Anyway, and so we can enjoy it without measuring ourselves. God, I hope nobody measures me themselves against me, because, you know, this is a channel. I edit this. You know, somebody called me wholesome the other day, which was terribly sweet. Obviously, they don't see me in traffic. I don't do road rage, sorry, but the occasional expletive does, you know, jump out. You know, if somebody nearly hits me or whatever. Anyway, so, you know, don't ever measure yourself against other people. We all have different things that we can do and that we're good at, and overall though, I think the most amazing thing is how similar we all are, and it's fabulous. And I don't care if you come from, you know, the UK, or, you know, North America or South America, or Canada, or any of the parts of the US or Australia and New Zealand, and or anywhere that you are watching this. The one thing that links us all is, you know, we love our families, we love our kids, we've had interesting lives, and we may or may not have had children, but all of those sorts of things, you know, we've experienced a lot of things, and I think that that's the uniting part. And a country like Australia that is so diverse, and New Zealand is as well, I think helps you to look past culture and just see the things that are so similar amongst us all. I can't even speak, need the coffee. But yeah, so I just thought I'd say that and say how much pleasure your comments give me, and how much I appreciate them. I really do. Oh, and before I go out, the other thing was, I was just saying to somebody that, you know, the mental list that I used to keep in my head, we all kept in our heads for the next day, and I've always written it down, and this is my trusty bullet journal that keeps my life in order. And I've always done it, only long before it was called a bullet journal. Like, I've always done this. It was just called Deirdre book, and I think I picked it up from, I don't know, probably my brother, who's an engineer, who had a book that everything went down in every day, and, you know, and it's actually used to be a legal document effectively, because it was hardbound, and he would roll off and redate every new day. And so, you know, he could account for all his time. He was a consulting engineer, still is, and he would that way he could say exactly what phone calls he'd had, how long they lasted, what was required from each phone call, and what he then did about it, and how much time it took, and all of those sorts of things. But that's, you know, sort of what was then required for the next day. And so I picked up that habit. He's quite a lot older than me, and so from the time probably I first started my first job, that was what I did. It just gives you such a break from having to remember things. And if you'd like me to go over how I set mine up, because with a new year coming, 2021, are we going to do some planning? Anyway, if you do want me to A, do some planning, or B, go through my bullet journal setup so that you know, you can pick up some tips or decide something is or isn't for you, then, you know, let me know. I'm going to try to make something that's like the Everything But the Bagel, but I haven't got black sesame seeds. I think I know where to get them, but it's across the other side of town. So for today, I'm not going to have black sesame seeds. I will have white ones. The difference is these have been hulled. The white ones have had the hulls taken off and the other ones haven't. So let's see. I think the black ones will have a much more sort of earthy taste, a more nutty flavour. But I like sesame seeds. Everybody likes sesame seeds. And I've got the garlic, little minced garlic bits, but I haven't got onion flakes. I've only got onion salt. So what I thought, I would just put in less sea salt, because it's meant to be 1.5 tablespoons of dried onion flakes and then a teaspoon of flaked sea salt or coarse sea salt. So I suspect if I use onion salt, I won't have to use any flaked sea salt. Anyway, it's just to give me an idea. Okay, so it's 1.5 tablespoons of the garlic and the same of the onion flakes, but as I say, I've just got onion salt. Well, it really couldn't go wrong, could it? It's full of all the things that taste great. Now I have to think of something to put it on. That's a really nice seasoning, whether it's technically correct or not. That's actually quite fun. For all of those who think that I actually cook every night, well, sometimes I don't. Sometimes I just can't be bothered. Sometimes even making an egg is just too much to think about. So I put one of these in the microwave, and that's my dinner for tonight. It's not an ad, it's just what I'm eating. What is it? Chinese chicken and cashews. It seems to have reasonably healthy things in it. And that's my dinner. I know, not like me, is it? But anyway, sometimes it is. Good morning. Okay, technically this afternoon, and I'm just going into the city because I have to pop in and have some, my regular tests done at the hospital. And I've just wrapped up the last of the cranberry shortbread, and I'm going to drop them off at my son's so he can enjoy them, and I won't eat them, which is a good thing, isn't it? Because really, that COVID weight gain that people talk about, it's real, and I can't blame COVID. I was the one carrying the stuff to my mouth, but I don't want to add to it, put it that way, before I then get it all off again come the new year. Okay, I'm in the city. I've just had all my tests done, which is good. I have to have a mask on, but I'm about to eat, so I'll take it off. But this is the top of the Peter MacCallum, and this is the view back over to the city, over the wharves. I won't walk around at the moment. I'll have my food, but because I found a place in the shade. But it's pretty cool. This is Melbourne on a stunning day. It's remembered that it's meant to be summer. Well, yes, it's morning again, actually. So this is technically the third day of this vlog, but I will keep the camera rolling after I sign off this one. Okay, yes, it's still cold. I'm still in a turtleneck, so though this is it's a summer one. But I'm reminded of that Nora Ephraim book. No, not a book, just an essay called I Hate My Neck or something along those lines. Anyway, the late and great Nora Ephraim. So yeah, what happened yesterday? So I went in to do my November tests at the hospital. Yes, I know, it's December. Hence the reason I had to go and do it, even though it was the last thing I wanted to do. Now, this is called post-COVID life. Everything is getting back to normal, except me. My head hasn't got back to normal. I'm still in that place where, everything is sort of closed down and the traffic didn't exist and all of that sort of thing. So, number one, it's not a complaint, okay? This isn't a complaint, but it's just why I didn't finish this yesterday. So, first off, there's traffic again. I know, it's great. I'm not complaining, honestly. I just didn't think about it. So there's traffic to get in. Then I arrived at the hospital and the parking lot said full. All the signs went full, 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 bright red, can't miss it. The classic red neon sign. And so I joined the queue, and there were about, 10, 12 cars queued up. We were in the bus lane, queued up in the bus lane to turn into the parking lot. And we just sat there, and cars kept coming out. And I kept thinking, sign still says full. if I was the person at the front, I'd just go in. Because by definition there have to be some car spaces in there, because about 10 cars have come out. Anyway, we sat there for a while longer, waiting, and eventually the car that was at the front of the queue drove off, obviously decided to try somewhere else. And the next car on did exactly, well, the rest of us did exactly what I think should have happened in the beginning. We just all went in, and the machine gave us tickets, which means that, you know, there are car spaces. Went down. Oh my god, there are tons of car spaces. Okay, obviously the full signs were in error. That was a glitch. Okay, so it's all good. So we get to you get out of the lift, you go up, you know, you've sanitized, you do all of this, and then there's a queue to get in, which obviously this is not normal. You know, this is not pre-COVID normal. This is post-COVID normal. You have to take a picture of the queue scan code thing and then fill in your details, which is fine, all sensible, agree with it. But there's a queue of people, and a good number of them have no idea of A, where the scanner is, B, on their phones and how to do it. Some of them don't have phones, they have to do it manually. Anyway, just to put it, you know, nicely, there's a queue. The queue that you bump into when you get out of the elevator. So anyway, so there's the queue for the queue code. Okay, that's fine. And then I get to pathology, where I was heading, and it's busy. I mean, it hasn't been busy in 2020, because a lot of people, if they could have it done outside of the hospital, they did. I don't. I have mine done in hospital. I've been one of the ones that just went in, 3 people, done, out, off. I had to wait. This is turning into a waiting game day. Do you get the idea? And so I then went, right, I'm going to go and have some lunch. And you got to the 7th floor, where there's a beautiful garden terrace, but it's really busy out there too, so I can't even walk around the garden because there are people everywhere, which is also nice. People are making the most of the sunshine and being able to sit down again, because the tables were full. You could sit inside as well, those tables were also full. I mean, it's post-COVID normal, and wow, it was a real shock. And then coming out, there's a queue to get out of the car park. I mean, this is hours. It's just, by the time, honestly, through traffic, by then I was into sort of afternoon traffic. And I thought, really, I'm not used to this. Oh, so people say to me, where do you get your energy? Well, I tell you, I didn't have any yesterday. By the time I got home late, missed my circuit class. Not that I'd have had the energy to do it, but, you know, I got home too late to go. My things were sitting in the entry, and I was, you know, ready for me to grab and go. No, I couldn't do it. I couldn't put one foot in front of the other, let alone go off to a circuit class. So that is why this didn't get edited and uploaded yesterday. So apologies, but just interesting. Much as I love our 41 days of no COVID cases here in Victoria, which is amazing, because we were not that good for a little while, potentially could have gone to custard. The learning to not be in lockdown, the learning to sort of manage life the way I normally did, that's really exhausting. And all these people everywhere, when I've been used to fairly quiet supermarkets, being at home a lot, all of that, it's really tough. I'm not saying I don't enjoy it, but whoa, I was wiped out. Anyway, so last night this didn't get edited, uploaded, and I'm going to do it now. And then, yeah, I've got a nice day ahead, so I'll start a new vlog right now that I'm closing off. I hope that, you know, you're enjoying this little taste of life through December, and if you do, give me a thumbs up, say hello in the comments, and subscribe, share with a friend, help my little channel, and I will see you in the next one. Bye.